that was the highlight of this season. It has been a big challenge for him after switching from the Yamaha squad last year.
Certainly secondary to the Riders World Championship fight. The manufacturers standings, Yamaha 574 points, Ducati 558 points, Kawasaki 520 points. It does go to show. Yes, Kawasaki lost ground mainly as a result, to be honest, of Alex Lowe's being injured, and then when Jonathan Rea had incidents, there was no one there to sort of pick up the pieces, and Kawasaki's run of consecutive scoring that dated back years went out the window. And once you lose major points, they're difficult to make up in the Manufacturers' Championship because it's only the best scoring rider from each team all round. And at the moment, the water is coming up to your ankles.
Yeah, and that gives you the perfect illustration of just how much standing water there is. That's probably on the outside of maybe the last corner, because there is a few marshals out there just wandering around. But as it is right now, it's definitely a little bit of time to get yourself cooled off at this stage for some of the super sport riders.
Well, every reason to enjoy himself, Mr. Dominic Egerter, the 2021 world champion, and why bother going back?
Form all the way through this season, and nice and relaxed this weekend. He's just after finishing on the podium in the super sport race. There were spots of rain for that, but nothing like what we have now. You can see for Toprak, when he made his way to the grid, he was already making his way off of it pretty quick.
Yes, Emperor Penguin style, almost rushing away. And as I said previously, a little bit of acrobatics to scale the pit wall as well. But this looks to me like a mere formality. Olympic depth swimming pool, but we're getting closer and closer. You saw just from the marshal there, the water up to his ankles.
Yeah, and it is just keeping to come down at the same degree as well. You can see from these shots just how wet it is out there. And we saw when the safety car was doing its lap. Certainly for the superbike riders, they're going to just have to come together. They could well be able to talk as the safety commission. Traditionally, we see three riders from the safety commission come together and make a decision about what to do. We saw that through this season has been tremendous. You can see for
doesn't stop us from offering some conjecture, though, does it? It might be above our pay grade, but it won't stop us from passing comment as Toprak Razgatlioglu gives a little bit of an extra dousing to Jules Cluzel. Well, I said previously I wanted to know where Cluzel had managed to get to. The number 16 tattoo on his back gives it away, if nothing else. And he and Dominic Egerter before how we could possibly be racing in this situation. Watching Scott Redding at the moment as he watches on his final weekend, of course, with Ducati before he moves to BMW machinery next season. Wet weather expert Tati Mercado. There you go. There's a rider who'd fancy going out.
Yeah, I think none of these riders are fancying going.
As to what might be happening here, just discussions between fellow Ducati riders and former teammates as well, Scott Redding and Chaz Davies. See if we can listen in.
Slick tyres to get to the grid, and that definitely would have been a hairy ride for him as he made his way back around. And
weather not easing up to any great extent.
Yeah, and there are a lot of dark clouds still in the area where the weather's been coming from, so that is the challenge. And you can see there for Jonathan Rea just giving Jake his son there a little bit of good luck
is pretty much the current answer.
And you can see there Sarah from Yamaha. That must be of the duck at this stage, making its way down pit lane.
I really hope for the championship contenders to face. They've faced pretty much everything else as well as one another over the course of 2021. But it doesn't look as though there's going to be any way for them to face these conditions here this afternoon.
Yeah, and certainly they'll make a decision fairly soon about that. But the riders, you can see, they're in no rush to be out on track. They know exactly what the conditions are like, teams as well. So as it is, everyone else, they just need to try and keep themselves calm at this stage and just see what happens at the top of the hour.
Fun and frolics has been the story of this afternoon. A planned race one from the 2021 Pirelli Indonesian round. But we'll have to wait and see when we can finally get underway with the first ever Superbike World Championship race around this venue. For now, at least, it's going to be a goodbye from the Mandalika International Circuit.